Hi, I'm Zach. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back to another part of my ongoing series. Posting daily Warhammer content until I own an Acastus Knight Porhyrion. So, firstly, I want to start out by apologizing to you. No, this is not the Castellan video, and unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to make it work today, so I thought I'd throw this together. It is also really late for me, so this video might come across a little rambly and kind of ramshackled. I was not planning to do this. No script, no bullet points or anything, so you're just going to get stream of consciousness me today. I promise Castellan video will be out tomorrow. I am still working diligently on it. So if you're willing to put up with me, great, and I thank you deeply. But I did want to touch on a part of Warhammer and the hobby that I don't normally touch on in my videos, and that is not the lore side, but the model side of the hobby. You see, I was working on my Knight Christoris model kit that I got a while back, and I had this vision of my knight sprinting directly towards the enemy. I don't know if any of you might be familiar with the mono pose on the Christoris kit, but I'm going to be honest with you. I hate that pose. It is the antithesis of creativity to me. So I spent an embarrassing amount of time trying to separate the bottom of one leg from the top of one leg so I could repose it to make it have that sprinting feature to it, and I realized well after heavily gluing it down with sprugo and plastic cement that, I forgot a couple of pieces of armor plating on the leg. And honestly, I was kicking my butt because I didn't read far enough in the instructions to prevent this kind of fiasco from happening, and if I had just RTFM'd, I would not have been in this position. But at the end of the day, I'm going to have a pose on my knight that I've not seen before on the tabletop, and I've added a little bit of me into that model. And I think this is probably one of the first major roadblocks that a lot of people who get into the hobby kind of feel, especially when it comes to painting or doing any kind of experimentation with the model itself. Look, personal note, I'm a chef, so a lot of my metaphors come back to food, but if the food you like ends up on the plate, you didn't do it wrong. And the same thing is true with models. If you have a model that you're proud of and it may not look exactly like the box art, who cares? Because a little tiny piece of you is going to end up in that model, and it's going to give that model so much more character than it would have if you just built it box standard. So I say embrace the weirdness in the experimentation, because at the end of the day, you could end up with something wholly unique that no one else has seen on the tabletop before, and a little bit of you is going to shine through on that character on the model. Anyway, I know this was a little bit rushed and I apologize, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.